What do you get when you cross a buff dude with a large semi-aquatic mammal? A hippopotamuscle. Welcome to the stream. Happy Wednesday, my friends. Welcome to Contra Advance. I hope you're doing well. Very grateful to have you with me tonight, of course. Welcome in Dead Zergling, first in chat, and Game and Fit. Just the man I was thinking about. Lucent Jelly, welcome in. Did Sparrow make you a new song? That song is not new, Jelly, but I tend to play it more frequently at during BRBs than openings, so you might not have heard it. That's a remix of another song that Sparrow did. I've had both versions for a while, but typically I'll play the original during the opening and the remix during the BRB, but not always. So 2 games tonight, my friends. We're gonna play Contra Advance for a little while. This is still an ongoing first playthrough of this game. I've made it up to the boss of stage 5 of what I expect will be 6 stages. But that's my PB. Haven't beaten this one yet. We're gonna try it for a few hours tonight. Hopefully improve, do better, make it further. And then at some point we will switch over to Wario Land 3. Also a first playthrough of that game. We've been working on that one for a while too as well. So 2 games tonight, Contra and Wario. No, that's a different song, Jelly. The one with my voice is a completely separate song. The one that just played was the Revenge of the 8-Bit Seagull remix. And the original is, of course, the Revenge of the 8-Bit Seagull. The one with my voice at the end is called Do Not Break. Definitely need to have my kid ease off on salting the meat. Feels like I'm eating salt cubes, Zergling says. Oh, that sounds a bit rough, Zergling. My condolences. Excuse me a moment. Thank you, Jelly. I've got fresh coffee and I've got watermelon cubes tonight. That's good. That's good. Taking matters into my own hands, Game and Fit says. I've learned a bunch about my condition, and believe it or not, the medicine has been making it worse, and acidic foods make it better. It's going to be a rough week, but I've got plenty of things to soothe my stomach too. Not to mention I'm working out harder than ever to lose weight. It's time to end this thing once and for all. I hope that works out well for you, Game and Fit. I have no wisdom from which to pull to offer you advice. Not that you're asking for it, but even if you were, but I can offer you my support. I can offer you my best wishes that you recover your health and get things going the way that you want. Fuzzy Boots, welcome in. Have you beaten this game before? No, Fuzzy Boots. Ongoing first playthrough. My PB is the end of stage 5, but that's as far as I've seen. I don't know what the volume level is going to be like, so just a heads up. Oh, I don't have the volume activated. No wonder. It's going to be like nothing. There we go. I couldn't tell I had the game muted because there is no title music, right? I think surgery's off the table at this point. It's entirely up to me. I'm playing Stomach Souls and fighting for my life now, Game and Fit says. Okay, that doesn't sound too bad. I'm not really crazy about this game. This may be... Well, this is probably pretty easily my least favorite Contra that I've played so far. I wish they'd put a little bit more effort into making to altering it to make it more optimized for the Game Boy Advance. I left that invincibility behind, but that was foolish. I thought you liked Contra. I love Contra. That's why I'm so let down by this particular game. It is fair to not like certain games in a series as much as other ones. This is true. I don't think there exists a video game series without, I don't think there's a video game series I enjoy that has no titles that I don't, right? Every video game series I like certainly has at least one title that I don't. Or that I don't like as much. And I will say, you know, this isn't an irredeemably miserable experience. It's just, you know, it's very lackluster compared to other Contras. Stage 1 here is going downhill real quick. My goodness, my top lip is gonna start bleeding if I keep this up. It is that salty. I'm gonna rinse my steak off in the sink and then microwave it. That is rough, Zergling. That is out of control. That is some serious salt. No, I'm gonna die. It's not like I didn't, you know, it's not like I didn't see it coming. I like that when you blow that door open, all the enemies on the screen die. Like the wind rushing in kills them or something. Oh no, I've never had this weapon here before. Anytime you go through an area with a weapon you're not used to is like a super scary experience. Nice. Contra expectations. Welcome in, Baron Metz. Frownie streaming early tonight, too, I see. I'm streaming on time. It's, you know I'm bad at maintaining my schedule when on time is early. It's just a shame, because now I have to do the whole thing again. So I was a little bit wrong about when my family was going to be visiting. By the way, so it's not the end of next week, it's this weekend. So I thought I was going to be able to do streams at the beginning of next week, but I'm not. So I would expect no streams next week, my friends. I'm sorry to be gone for such a long time, but I'm just not going to be able to make it happen next week, so we're just going to have the whole week off, and then it'll be back to normal the week after that. The good news is that while I'm going to be away earlier than I thought, I will be back earlier than I thought as well, so... I've got family coming to visit, so I'm gonna have to be on like a non-vampire schedule for a week, so. I disagree with that one. I don't know what happened there. I think the game is just bugged. This boss fight is not so terrible when you have a... It's just so tedious. I think when you have another weapon, it's not so bad, but... Yeah. I don't know why I was dying in the corner there. It's not supposed to be like that. You were late yesterday. I'd already passed out. I can't get proper sleepy time without a Frownie stream. Look at this dude jog. He has really good form. I could not identify good from poor jogging form myself. You'll be missed of the time away. I hope you have a good time with the family. Thank you, Baron. I expect we will. I beat Mega Man 1 a couple days ago, Fuzzy Boot says. Nicely done. Mega Man 1 is rough. Mega Man 1 is probably my favorite Mega Man game. It's certainly the one I've played the most. It's a tough game. Probably the toughest one you finished. Right on. Mega Man 1 would be a fun game to do a no-death run of, but I would need so much practice. That game is so hard, and there's so many parts of it that I just don't comprehend. Hey, Mile High Roll, welcome in. The train looks like it has a long nose. Gaming Fit's heading out. Thank you for stopping in, Gaming Fit. We'll see you another time. Be well until then. Thank goodness. I couldn't imagine doing this on a tiny portable screen. Probably be much rougher. Much better. Rinsing the meat off and adding half a stick of butter to the meal really makes it so much better, Zergling says. No hit run. Mega Man 1 through 7 in one stream. No thank you, Mile High Roll. If you get hit in any game, you have to restart back at the first. I mean, that's the only way to do it. Start with a no continue run of Mega Man 1. Well, of course. You always have to start, you know, you always have to start a Deathless Challenge going for a 1cc first, right? And work your way up. But it's just, I know if I got a no continue run, you see, I would definitely want to, it would just motivate me to go even further. I'd like to do a no-death run of Ghosts and Goblins, but that's never gonna happen. That game is so hard, and there's so much RNG. Why are you stopping at Mega Man 7, Mile High Roll? Why not just do all 10 of them? Oh wait, there's 11 now. Why not all 11 of them? You got a new job today? Right on. I hope it's a big step up and a great fit for you. Oh. It's so difficult to jump over projectiles in this game. So difficult. Soon Frownie will be saying no death threat in Dark Souls. I only do no death challenges in games that I can beat in about an hour. If I can't beat it in about an hour, then the grind is too significant. For an even greater challenge, beat Mega Man 8 without laughing at the voice acting. I actually haven't played Mega Man 8 at all. I've played a little bit of most of the other ones, but... Well, I've beaten 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. I've never beaten 3, 7, 9, and 10, 11, or 8. I've played all of them but 8, but the ones I haven't beaten, I've only played a very insignificant amount. Like, I don't even know if I've ever beaten a Robot Master in any of them. That's how little I've played them. Except 7. I rented 7 as a kid once. I'm sure I played it enough to at least beat a few of the Robot Masters, though I don't remember it. I just remember not liking it. Something about, like, the angle of the fire or the size of the enemy, something is different here. Because in the Super Nintendo game, if you show up here with the fire, you could just hang out in the corner and roast this guy. And it doesn't work on the GBA. You have to wave it all about. That worked really well. No, he grabbed me. My goodness, this takes forever. Hey, Mazin, welcome in. Did someone say significant grind? I'm very lucky to have you stop by, my friend. Mega Man 8 is a good game, but difficult to take seriously at some point, Zergling says. I've only played 1 and 2, Fuzzy Boot says. I was just Googling. Apparently it has a spin-off with a Street Fighter tie-in. Mega Man? They're both Capcom properties, right? So... makes sense. See how quickly I lose my fire. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I didn't get hit by any of those guys. I don't believe it. Street Fighter Cross Mega Man. PC release only, Wikipedia says. I mean, I'm not really a Street Fighter fan, so... I suppose I'm not missing out too much on that one. Unless it's a pure platformer with just Street Fighter characters, but the fighting game aspect, it's never really been my thing. I guess I won't stay for long after my 10-hour stream at 7 in the morning, but it's always a pleasure to check you out for Contra. Thank you, Mazin. No, I definitely understand. After a grind like that, I probably wouldn't have, I wouldn't have any energy left either. But it was nice of you to drop in. It appears to be a platformer? Oh, then I'm missing out. I take it all back. Played a bit of Street Fighter 2 and Street Fighter 4. I was never any good at either, but that's those are the closest I ever got to like being into Street Fighter. One of my cousins had Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo on the SNES, and when I lived in Korea, I played a lot of Street Fighter 4 with my coworkers. It was kind of the thing that everyone was doing at the time. Which elevator door are we talking about? The one during the boss? Oh, this is just awful. It's like a Mega Man where the stages are based off of different characters from Street Fighter. Could be cool. You absorb the various powers from the different Street Fighter characters. Like Blanca's electricity. I'm gonna do 100% on Wario Land 3. We're like, I don't know, a quarter of the way there. I got a lot of work left to do. And yeah, I did Wario Land 2 already. Wario Land 2 is great. I love Wario Land 2. Wario Land 3 is pretty good, but not as good as 2. So far. I don't believe it. I've never been able to blow that guy up like that before. Thank goodness we hit the checkpoint. 2 and 3 are the only good Wario Lands, in my opinion. I also prefer 2. I like Wario Land 1. It's really good. I would say like 2, 1, 3 is my order of preference currently. I haven't finished 3 yet though, so maybe my opinion about that one will change after I spend more time with it. You like 1 over 3? So far I do. The thing I don't like about 3 so far is I don't like the structure of 3. How it sends you back and forth between the levels all the time. Because it makes all the levels feel like really small and inconsequential. Because yeah, the levels are big and there's a lot of stuff to do in them, but you can only do one thing at a time. So every time you visit the level, you're only there for like 4 seconds. So it makes what should feel like big interesting levels feel very small and inconsequential. especially the first time you go through them, because like finding the silver key and the silver treasure chest, like they're always like just right there out in the open and so easy to get to. So that's what I was saying, like, you know, maybe when it gets further and I get into the late game and it gets more complicated and difficult, I'll have a better time and maybe I'll start to like it more. I'm not having a bad time with it. It's not a bad game. It's just so far not as good. Oh, why did I have to pick up the spread gun? No! Well, that's actually good for me. I wanted to lose the spread gun. There we go. Oh, I thought I was dead. Hey, we did it. Victory. To be honest, I haven't played it in like 20 years or so, but Wario Land 3 was one of my first own video games, so might be a bit nostalgic for it. I mean, it's certainly a very good game. I mean, I didn't play any of them when I was young, so none of them really have nostalgia power for me, but even then, Wario Land 1 was the first one that I played, so it does kind of get like a, you know, like a boost just for seeming more original. Contra, this isn't how missiles work. Let me check something real quick. That all looks normal. Never mind. Did you play the color version of Wario Land 2? Or the black and white version? I played the black and white version. I don't think there's any real differences between the two versions. I don't know, though. But it didn't seem like there was a significant difference. And even if there was, I thought I should probably just play the original one first. I could always play the color one later. have a lot of lives to mess up against this boss. Only recently found there was a color version. I was so mad because I only played the black and white one back then. No. Boy, that timing is difficult. That timing is very difficult. It's nice of that boss to, like, count down when he's gonna charge at me, though, right? Well, we tied my PB. That's as far as I've made it in this game. I think technically a little better, because I think that's the best I've ever done against that boss. He's not a super difficult boss. It's just that it's a little bit trickier on the Game Boy. Hey, Stream Kyle, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Oh, the wheel. All right, we'll do that. Thank you, Circling. A good time for it, I guess. I really wish this game had title screen music, though. I guess none of the Contras I've played so far have title screen music, do they? They have little, like, musical flourishes or stings that happen, but there's not really a title theme. You know, like, Contra does that, like, do-do-do-do, brow. But then it's just quiet. I think they're all kind of like that, right? Anyway. Hope you get something less salty than my meal tonight. The wheel has returned. Yeah, the wheel's been off and on a lot lately. It tends to come and go like the weather. You can sing your own title screen music. No, there's nothing new on it yet. It's still the same things. I've got my eyes, like, I keep hopping online and, like, looking around at stuff to pick up to add to it. And I've got my eyes on a few things. I don't know. I just can't seem to pull the trigger on anything. Jelly beans. Hey, that's a good thing to land on. That looks like the jalapeno bean. Let's go. These are Bean Boozled Fiery 5. Just in case anyone's not familiar with them. Let's go. Oh. The jalapeno bean is so... It has a very grass-like flavor. It's spicy grass. Ah. right. I'm gonna survive. Cry a lot. Let's get my big head out of the way. We'll get back into the game. I haven't played enough Contras to comment. In the abstract, I think I prefer there to be title screen music. I mean, it's convenient for me when there is, right? Just because, for the sake of the stream, like, I prefer there to be some sort of background noise all the time. Hey, Streaming Fist. Ever drunk Baileys from a shoe? I can't say that I have. I don't think I've ever drank any liquid from a shoe. You know, maybe I'm missing out, but... I've never been in a situation where that seemed to me to be a good idea. I have drank like I have drank from shot glasses shaped like boots before though. I was born in Italy, and so like my childhood home was filled with lots of treasures that my parents accumulated while they lived there, and among them was a set of shot glasses that were decorated to represent various Italian cities, and all the shot glasses were shaped like boots. One time I had a habanero chili. I could almost not breathe anymore when I swallowed the whole thing. That was painful, Mason says. Yeah, I've never had raw habanero. That seems pretty terrifying. Heard that's something they do in New Zealand. Couldn't tell you, Streaming Fist. Shaped like boots. I don't know if you've ever seen Italy on a map, but it's pretty appropriate. How did I make it to the U.S. and be able to stay from Italy? My parents are American, Mazin. They were just living in Italy when I was born. Oh. Kind of like Cinderella's glass slippers. Yeah. Oh, I'm falling apart. my my parents were in the American military and living in Italy when I was born. I was born. Actually, I don't know if I was born on the base or not, but I had dual citizenship. Um, I think up until I was 18. Born in Mario's homeland, Fuzzy Boots says. So you were born in Japan, Zergling says. But no, I've been an American citizen so far as I'm aware for my entire life, right? But for a while, I guess I was also technically an Italian citizen. This was all only relevant when I was very, very young, so I don't really, like, have any useful memories. Cows, welcome in. Oh, please don't land on me. My wife was a similar situation, Mazen, but she was actually born in Germany. Grass is always greener, they say, Fuzzy Boots. Fuzzy Boots says. This is true. I want to be American too, Mazen says. You have many cool stories over there, and everyone has connections to Europe and such. If you ever plan a trip to my part of the U.S., Mazin, just let me know, and I'll take you out to dinner to pay you back for all the help with CVA. America is huge. It makes it easy to fit a lot of interesting things, Gal says. It would be a pleasure to drop by, but I don't know if I ever make it overseas at all. You never know. Life unfolds in some pretty surprising ways sometimes. Well, if you did come to the States, I imagine you would probably want to, visit a more exciting and significant location than rural Wisconsin. I don't think a lot of people are visiting specifically to come see my part of the world. Feel free to not answer if you feel it's too much personal info, but are you nearby Wisconsin Dells at all? Moderately. Like, you know, it wouldn't be unreasonable. Like, it's not unreasonable to, like, plan a day trip there if I wanted to go, but I would have to get up pretty early. So, but I mean, I feel like that covers most of Wisconsin, right? Maybe it's just because, like, my family's so spread out, anytime I have to go visit someone, it's like a 14 or 15 hour drive. I feel like anything within the state's borders is not that unreasonable. But yeah, I mean, I'm fairly near enough that I could get to it, cows, but I've never been there. Like, a lot of my family's in Kentucky and Ohio, so... Like, if I don't have to drive to one of those places, then I'm like... It's not that bad of a trip. It's not that far. The cheese state, Fuzzy Boot says. Hooray, my terrible oversalted steak is finished, Zergling says. I wonder if I would have found your steak to be equally oversalty, Zergling, because I have a... I'm curious because I've been known to like some rather salty foods. Jelly doesn't like to share popcorn with me because I make it too salty for her. Company I work for is based out of Madison. We always end up on work trips in the middle of winter somehow. That's the best time. That's the best time, Baron. Winter in Wisconsin is why I was excited to move to Wisconsin. The cheese there is amazing. So many places have good fried cheese curds. I don't think there's a food that Jelly loves more than fried cheese curds. Hey Dynamite, welcome in. Hope you are doing well today, my friend. I have an unexpected question for Americans, Mazin says. How big of a deal is the game Oregon Trail over there? Or how big was it a few decades back? Mazin, I think anyone anywhere close to my age, like I think every single person anywhere close to my age played Oregon Trail at some point growing up. That game, like, that game was nearly universal in the States, but not because it was popular, but because it was in schools, and like, it was just that it was usually the best game that was available on the school computers. So I think the universality of Oregon Trail, and like, I think the like tremendous fondness that it holds for a lot of people is something that it didn't really come about necessarily because of the merits or quality of the game. It was definitely the most important game in America until as early as last week, Dynamite says. uh, Good to know, because I think hardly anyone ever heard of it here in Europe. Yeah, it's just one of those things, like, because Oregon Trail was an educational game, like, every school that had a computer had a copy of it, and it was a lot more entertaining than a lot of other educational games, right? So... You could name you could name your traveling companions after your classmates, and then laugh at them when they died of horrible accidents and diseases. You could go hunting when you're low on meat. So, like, it had a lot of things to make it appealing. This stage is misery. I found it really good and useful. Found that it was such a big deal in the US. I didn't know it was educational software rather than a game. Baron said it was one of the educational games you could play in school. Pretty terrible as a game as games go, but better than schoolwork. I don't know what to do about this guy to get past him without being hit, because I don't think you can. If you stay on the right when he spawns, he'll come over and kick you, and if you stay on the left when he spawns, he'll come over and kick you. I think it is mandatory to lose a life against this guy. You can only avoid taking damage ever in that situation because I've got my respawn invincibility. Don't need that. No! How did I do that? Everything is awful. Thanks for all the impressions from you local people over there. I actually plan on doing something about Oregon Trail on my YouTube soonish. There's a knockoff on Switch now, and I got really interested in that. That'll be exciting to see. Give us a heads up when that's coming out, Mazin. That'll be fun to check out. When I was a little kid, I remember my dad watching Matlock. I decided to watch a few on stream, and now I want to watch more, but I feel like if I do, it's going to make me like 60 years old somehow. I feel like I've seen parts of a lot of episodes of Matlock. I don't know that I've ever sat down and watched an episode straight through. But, like, there've definitely been times where it's been something that's, like, on in the background, and then I get pulled into it. Like, part of the way into one. I want to watch more Columbo. I like checking out episodes of that show. The only problem is every episode's like 1,000 hours long. It takes so much time to watch. They're not like TV episodes. They're all like movie length. I have done abysmally on this level. I just level, that was all of that. Oh, was just inexcusably bad. I think I deserve to be sent back to the start. My goodness. What a calamity. Amazing Wagon Adventure, a parody shoot 'em up. Did you say adventure? I don't think you've ever really played the Contra games, right, Mazin? You haven't played very many of them. But there is one that's called C, the Contra Adventure. Maybe you should check that one out. Maybe it'd be your favorite. Maybe be your new favorite game. Most people regard it as being pretty terrible, so I'd say it's a strong candidate, right? How far have you gotten in this, Frownie? I've made it up to the boss of stage 5, Dynamite. I actually made it to him earlier tonight. My first run, I tied my PB and made it up to the boss of stage 5. I'm too scared of Contra. I feel I'm not manly enough, Mazin says. Don't take Frownie's advice on Contra the Adventure. Run away like Monty Python. You see what I said? Most people think the Contra Adventure is a bogus game. I don't know if I've ever asked you, Dynamite, how do you feel about... Have you ever played the Castlevania Adventure on the Game Boy? And how do you feel about that game, if you have? Bad game, adventure, count me in. Because I don't know if you know, but that's the perspective that I'm coming from is Mazin is the world's top speedrunner of Castlevania the Adventure. So kind of like his previous comment. Haven't played that, do you recommend it? You'll probably like it as much as Contra the Adventure. Most people don't like it very much. Do I recommend it is a difficult question. Because it's a game that's way better than its reputation, but it's a game that is not easy to appreciate, particularly at first. I can't recommend it with the same passion that I recommend Castlevania 64. Because it's a game that's much harder to like. But it's really good. Hey Chompy, welcome in. It's really good from a certain perspective. Hope you're well, Chompy. This game like a mini mashup of Contra 3 and hardcore levels. Yeah, it's kind of like that. They took out the this game is Contra 3. Calling it a mini mashup would I think give the wrong idea that it has more hardcore in it than it does. It really doesn't have much of that game. It's it's mostly a stripped down version of Contra 3, and they've replaced the Mode 7 levels with Contra hardcore levels. And that's about it. But like you only get one weapon at a time. You can't there are no bombs. You can't the screen is crunched and makes it inconvenient to move. So like it's a worse Contra 3, and they didn't bring in any of the like gameplay from hardcore. So like there aren't multiple characters, there's no slide, there's none of those weapons. It's not great. This might be my least favorite Contra game so far. You know, it's not better than any of the 8-bit games. It's certainly not better than the two games it pulls assets from. Like the only thing it could be better than is Contra the Adventure, is the Contra Adventure, and I don't think it is. I think the Contra Adventure is better than this. I don't know if I would feel that way if Contra 3 and hardcore didn't exist and this was a unique game. Would I like it more? Because I might just dislike it because of its inferiority to those other two games. It's hard to say. Hit the nail on the head, Frownie. Mazin says CVA needs to be played multiple times to make sense of its design. The first time it won't convince you at all. No, the first time people play it, they usually seem to hate it. It's so difficult on the first playthrough. Hey, Greg's Retro Channel. Welcome in, Greg. Welcome to Contra. It's going rough. Contra's going rough again. Dynamite says, Frownie and I are way off on our 16-bit entries of the series. Regarding Contra, start with NES Contra and Super C. Then once you get comfortable, try Hardcore and Alien War. Then when you're really ready, try Shattered Soldier. Good luck. Are we off on our 16-bit Contra? I don't think that's true. I like Contra Hardcore better than I like Contra 3. That's easy. I mean, I don't like those as much as I like the 8-bit Contras. But like if I had to pick to only play Hardcore or only play Contra 3 for the rest of my life, Hardcore every day, all day. But no, I do like Super C is my favorite Contra. Having still not played the newer half of the series. Oh, I meant regarding the difficulty of the two games. Oh yeah, at 100%. Yeah, you would wipe the floor with me in a hardcore head-to-head. I don't stand a chance. I'll get better at hardcore someday, but I'll never catch up. Greg says playing the Final Fantasy VI remaster on the Switch. Right on. CBA is slow, hard, and methodical. Pretty much what the first Castlevania is in a lot of ways. Yeah, I think that's accurate, Chompy, but it's difficult. It's still, in a lot of ways, it is. But I mean, CBA is like a stripped down Castlevania 1 though, because there's a lot, you know, particularly the no sub weapons kind of thing. But yeah, I think it's challenging in a lot of the same ways, and for a lot of the same reasons. There's no auto-scrollers in Castlevania 1, though. Is Castlevania the Adventure Is that the first time in the series there was an auto-scroller? I always feel like Contra's meant to be co-op, Mazin says, but I have no second player to do it with. And I want the best impression or none. Also, I have no time, I guess. I have never played Contra multiplayer, Mazin. I've heard it's actually harder with 2 people. And for someone like me, any Contra game is brutal, Greg says. Still never beaten Alien Wars, even with continues, Dynamite says. Is there a particular, Dynamite, with Contra 3, is there a particular part that you get up to and then you kind of hit a wall? Or is it just, like, kind of the whole game is brutal and you kind of just bleed lives away in a lot of places? Like, I'd be curious to know, like, what sort of situation it is. I think you mentioned the furthest point that you got to before, but... I don't remember if I asked, like, what the situation was like. I haven't played a Contra game since the original NES game, Greg says. Even then, that was the late 80s last time I really played it all the way through. Chompy says, CBA some cool mechanics, though, like the exploding eyeball destroying the environment. Yeah. And the way that you can use that exploding eyeball to your benefit as well. For finding a really useful secret is pretty cool. No. I went slow. I got slowed down because I was trying to avoid the eye lasers. And the fire caught me. Oh no, I've got a different kind of weapon now. These eye lasers are a menace in the smaller version of this room. Everything gets so close to you. I see CBA more like an arcade game with the idea of playing it over and over on the go for challenges and such. Part where you hang on the missiles versus the boss. I can beat that, but my lives and everything are wiped out after that. Yeah, I get that. I definitely get that. That boss is... It's so terribly awkward, like, having to focus on so many things, and you can just get just pure bad luck with the missile spawns. first continue. If I can make it to the next checkpoint, we'll be alright. That's gonna be a pretty big if. That's a good pattern to exist in. Alright, not bad. Homing missiles are not helping me. Come on. I hate this game. I'm afraid I have to leave now, Mazin says. Otherwise, I get no sleep at all today. It's 8 in the morning here. Hey, thank you for stopping in. Thank you for stopping in, Mazin. Always good to see you. Hopefully, I'll get to catch you next Wednesday. Mazin does YouTube content, my friends. For those of you who don't know, he does live streams on Wednesdays, World Record Wednesdays, and other times as he's available. Welcome in, hey Raiders. Thank you for the raid. Rocket Kev. Welcome in. Welcome to your friends. Elmac, good to see you. Welcome in. How are you tonight? How was your, how was the stream, Rocket Kev? What were you up to? What were you doing and how did it go? We'd love to hear. We're playing Contra Advance. I'm getting brutalized by Stage 4 in Contra Advance. It's a rough time. I'm going to click through for a moment and check out your page because I don't recognize your name, my new friend. Rocket Kev, fighting games are my passion to play. I'm willing to run sets with you guys. I play other games also besides fighters. Hit me up if you want to play. Don't have a set stream schedule. Catch me when you can when I stream. Right on. I'm gonna drop you a follow, my friend. If our schedules don't overlap too often, hopefully I'll be able to drop in and join you at some point. I kept muting and unmuting your VOD there, so I didn't know where the noise was coming from for a moment. Banjo-Kazooie, Ninja Gaiden, right on. I love both of those games. Right, let me actually pull up my chat and interact with people again. Rocket says is good. Played Ninja Gaiden, and then a little Banjo. Excellent. Yeah, I love both of those games. Banjo's a game that I had like from childhood, so I love that for nostalgia. But I've played it within the past few years as well, and I still like it. It's good. Ninja Gaiden, I'm a latecomer to. I'm not very good at it. I'd like to be one day. It's a really fun game, and I'd like to practice it and get better at it. But it's so hard. I have an excuse too, because my copy of Ninja Gaiden, my cartridge doesn't work very well. The last time I tried to play it, the stream went horribly because It kept crashing every couple levels. No good. Thank you for the follow, and most definitely, and no problem, Rocket. Be glad to drop in and see what you're up to if we ever line up. Thank you for the follow as well. Very kind of you. Let's see. I missed a message from Greg. Greg says, I'm bad at Contra games lately. Since my last comment, I tried replaying the original NES Contra on the Switch collection. I can barely even get to the first boss. I mean, you don't play them, you get rusty, right? That's Dynamite says, I'll be arrogant just this once. I recently did 9 loop no death of NES Contra, and Frownie is too modest to mention that he's done more than that. You did 9 loops with no death? I have not done that, Dynamite. I've done, what did we do? I think, did we do 8 loops? I think I did 8 loops, but it wasn't no death, it was no continues. I did 8 loops, no continues. I almost did 9 loops. So now you got me beat there, Dynamite. My head exploded playing Ninja Gaiden. Definitely a hard game to play. Oh, it's so brutal. It's so brutal. I don't know how much you know about the game. Was it a first playthrough or cuz there's a nasty trick in late game Ninja Gaiden. I don't want to give it away if you haven't made it to the end of the game, but that game is mean. That's all I'll say about it for now. Is that game is mean, especially at the end. Mine was no continue. All right, that's what that yeah okay. Nine loops with no death is like. I mean, if anyone could do it, I would believe it was you, Dynamite. But that's it. That's like inhuman. That's a long time to survive Contra. I was playing on an emulator, so I don't have console. Use a bunch of save states. It's crazy. Save yourself a lot of pain and agony. So we're doing Contra tonight. Contra Advance. We're gonna switch over to Wario Land at some point, probably after another hour or so of this. I haven't managed to beat this game yet. I don't love it. This is a rough Contra game, but I'm determined to stick with it, and I want to beat it. So we're gonna try to make it happen. We have another raid. Very nice. Angelus, welcome in. Good to see you as always, my friend. Angela says, want to save yourself pain and agony? Don't play Mega Man for DOS. Thanks for the heads up, Angelus. Hopefully your stream went well despite the pain and misery. Hopefully, while the game was bad, you at least had a good time, had some fun in there regardless. Could have swore you said you did 10. No, I haven't. I did 8, Dynamite. I almost did 9. I think I could do 10 if I practiced up a little bit. I think I could. I think I would like to do 10, but no, I haven't actually. I have not done that. I've only done 8. Almost 9. I was at the last boss on Loop 8 when I lost it. Believe it or not, it was made by Capcom. I'm sure Capcom wants to forget it exists. If I had the console version, Rocket says my console would be in the garbage by now. The first time I ever played Ninja Gaiden, we actually did it on the stream, and it was one of my longest streams ever. We went for like 9 hours. I made it up to the end of the game, but I kept dying and getting sent back at the end of the game. And the only reason I quit and couldn't beat it the first night was my power went out. I mean, I don't know that I would have beaten it the first night, but I would have. I wanted to stick in there and stick with it and try it for a few more hours. But oh, it was so sad. What an awful way to lose. I don't understand that enemy. Heard about that game from either AVGN or Gaming Historian or both, Greg says. Haven't played Contra yet. I was in that same situation. I played Contra on NES for the first time. I think almost exactly 2 years ago. The very first time I ever played Contra was on the stream, and I think it was in August. I think it was 2 years ago. Come on. Jumping over stuff is miserable in this game. Absolutely miserable. You're lying. Nope, I never had Contra growing up, and I don't think I ever knew anyone who did. It's good for me that I didn't play it as a kid, though. I would have hated it. I didn't like really hard games when I was a kid. anything more challenging than like Super Mario, and I was very quickly not interested in. I think we hit a checkpoint, so... Alright, but we only have one continue left. You've never played Mario 3? Well, there you go. Mario 3 is probably my favorite 2D Mario. It's not perfect. There are things that other 2D Marios do better than Mario 3, but... overall, I just really love it. Buffalo Hopscotch, welcome in. Thank you for the resub, Buffalo. Thank you for the 3 months. Very much appreciated. I hope you are well tonight. I'm getting just repeatedly grinded into a fine paste by Contra. Even if I hadn't blundered that, I don't think that I could have jumped to a missile to save my life there. This game is awful. Alright, there's a big chunk of text here that I missed from Angelus. Got past the intro stage of Mega Man for DOS. Made you have a boss selection stage, like in good Mega Man games. Jumping mechanics are terrible. You jump with the J key, and you shoot with the space bar. What? I managed to get to an area in one of the 3 stages that were shown, which had reappearing and disappearing blocks. And another stage I couldn't get past the first screen. Somehow made a fan remake of Mega Man for DOS, which I haven't played yet. Someone. The J key, I don't know. I don't know how you survive controls like that. Played Mario 3 so many times. Used to have all the secret coins, etc. memorized. Used to. Yeah, it's a game, that game lives pretty well in my memory, except for stages, well, up to about halfway through stage 5, and then, World 5, and then all of World 8, I know really well. But I'm really shaky on the second half of World 5 and World 6 and 7. I don't know those very well. I used to skip those parts when I was a kid. Mega Man for DOS remake, from what I saw, looks and sounds better, Angela says. Welcome, dude, Buffalo says. I'm well, thanks. How are you? Little to complain about. I'm doing mostly alright. This game is making me want to pull my hair out, but... I'll be okay. I keep telling myself that. Maybe I'll believe it. I'm studying this boss right now, Dynamite says. I think this boss is actually easier on this version because of the wider screen resolution, it's a little bit, I think it's actually a little bit easier to dodge some of the boss's projectiles, but it's still rough. I'm floored that Capcom saw Mega Man for DOS and said, yep, that looks good. PC games back in the day using arrow keys for movement still bother my muscle memory to this very day, VR says. So nice we have a standard for PC keyboard controls. Welcome to the stream, VR. It's good to have you here. All keyboard controls seem bogus to me. I just want a controller. That's what makes me happy. I only like to play games with my thumbs, not my fingers. I think I missed something. See some reminiscing about rental stores. Fond childhood memories. Good to be here. Thank you, VR. Thank you. Thankfully, Friday I'm going to play Heretic, which I'm looking forward to. Don't think I know that one, Angelus. But I don't. From the sound of Mega Man DOS, I think it's got to be by default better, right? Can't be any worse than Mega Man. I didn't realize its force field is what destroys the missiles and makes you fall. Yeah, during the first phase, the force field blows up the missiles, and then once you destroy the guns on the top and bottom, then it starts firing out a particular projectile that blows up the missiles. I remember the days of playing 3-player on Ivan Stewart's off-road racing on PC. Using the one keyboard, and the three of us would be huddled around, bumping into each other, pressing keys. That it never even occurred to me that you would be able to do that in a game. That's pretty wild. Heretic's a first-person shooter. Was a collab between Raven Games and id Software. Oh yeah, we hit a checkpoint. That's good. I mean, this isn't a new checkpoint, it's the same one, but I was expecting to be at the start of the level. We had, for rental places when I was growing up in our town, we had, one of our grocery stores had a small, like, rental kiosk, and, it was the first place where we would rent games, and I guess they had movies too, but I don't really remember the movies, I just remember renting games. But we didn't have a dedicated rental store for a while. At first it was all just handled by a grocery store. And then We ended up eventually having 2 little rental stores. They both were like, well, one of them was, I don't remember if it became a sporting goods store or was inside or shared a building with a sporting goods store. It was somehow connected to a sporting goods store. But it was like, it wasn't just like a corner of the thing like it was in the grocery store where it was like just an afterthought. And we had a standalone store. Neither of them were chains, though. We eventually got a chain in town, but I think it was a family video. But that was way later. Hooray, we made it through, but I made it through on my last continue, so even if I somehow clear this stage, I have no optimism. I see no cause for hope. At a grocery store and rental place, Frownie. I wish I was born in your year. Well, it's primarily a grocery store, and then they had a little rental business that they ran inside of it. I guess it was kind of like, it would be comparable to like, you know, like a store that has a red box, except it wasn't a machine, right? It was a human at a window. But it was basically the same idea, where it wasn't really a rental store, but it was a grocery, like, supplementing their business. I grew up in a very, very small town. There was not a whole lot of interest going on at any point. We didn't even have like a movie theater anywhere near our town. If we wanted to go to a movie, we had to drive for at least an hour to get somewhere that had a movie theater. Same here, Greg says. Me too, says Dynamite. Lived in a smaller town. Blockbuster's like 20 miles away. Right in town, however, there's a small local video store. Went out of business by 95. It is so much harder to jump in this game than it looks. I don't know what to do about that. If you can't duck under it, then that's unavoidable. I know I can't jump over it. I tried that plenty of times. Oh, this game is evil. Evil. Remember when the only video store close to me was some mom and pop video store? I totally forgot what it was called now, Angela says. Yeah. They were pretty much all small things until I was in like, I think until right around the time I was well, toward the end of my time in high school, I think is when we got the family video, like the big chain store. I'd drive 45 minutes to meet new girls we hadn't already dated in high school, Dynamite says. See, we were a small town all composed of like great big farming families. You had to drive out of town to find someone to date you weren't related to. If I ever beat this, I'm gonna have to play Contra 3, like the real Contra 3 again, on the Super NES. Because I'm gonna like that version so much more, having suffered through this one. Why did they have to put these things in the floor to make me get stuck to the ceiling? I mean, I know that's why they put them in the floor, so I'd get stuck to the ceiling and lose lives, but not happy about it, that's for sure. I always forget that you can hold the button down for the... All of the weapons in the game rapid fire by default if you hold the button, and I always forget that. I'm always tapping the button when I don't need to. Rocket says, gotta head to bed now. I got work in the morning. Thank you for the follow, Frownie. 13-hour shifts Monday through Friday. Oh my goodness. But by all means, get the sleep and the rest that you need, Rocket. Thank you again for the raid. Thank you for the follow. Hopefully we will see each other again in the near future. Yeah, get plenty of rest. I hate how those missiles just ignore that my bullets exist. They just fly right through them. There we go. Just realized it's only in my head, Dynamite says. Alien Wars is seemingly impossible to me, but it's no harder than other Contra games I've beaten. Need to beat it for street cred here. Good luck, Dynamite. I'm sure you can do it. I hate this game. This is the worst. You can't jump over projectiles. Just remember the recent stream where you fought that boss for 30 minutes? Oh my, yeah, that was awful. I don't know why that boss wouldn't die. That made no sense. That boss just would not die. Maybe not. Look at this. I mean, if I can do it, anyone can do it. The worst part of the game is a part of this one I haven't even made it to. For me, though. For me, the worst part of the game is the Ridley fight in Stage 6. I got lucky there, as I wasn't holding the shoulder button like I needed to. I got lucky I didn't walk up into the enemy just there. For some reason, this game makes me think of Sparkster. Hey, Sir Punks-a-Lot. Welcome in, Punk. Another sleepless night? Sparkster is also made by Konami. And yeah, some of the artwork... Yeah, some of the artwork is definitely similar. You're sick. I hope it's nothing serious. Some kind of cold. Hopefully a short-lived one. It's enough Contra for me for one day. Back to Final Fantasy VI and easy turn-based RPG battles, Greg says. Only have a Super NES on emulation with an Xbox-type controller, but me using SNES controller make a difference. I don't know, Dynamite. Your mileage may vary there. For me, I can't handle anything that's not on a CRT. I don't. The input lag of flat screens is too much for me. But, I mean, some people it doesn't affect at all, so. I can't say for sure. For me, it'd be devastating. I'd be hopeless, but. How much of that is valid or in my head, I can't really speak to. Don't even have a traditional tube TV anymore, Greg says. So here's something I don't think makes any sense. Whenever I played Mario Maker on the Wii U, I always watched the game on the gamepad because it felt too laggy to play the game on the big screen. And it felt more responsive to me on the gamepad. That doesn't make any sense to me because Because a gamepad communicates to the Wii U wirelessly. So how could that possibly have a better response time than the main TV? But it did. Use the CRT and original hardware at the Genesis. Apparently, that's why I still have so much fun with the system. Dynamite says. I think that's you know, for me that would be the way to go. But I'm also like a crazy Luddite, so. I have a Neo Geo as well, but only Samurai Showdown 2, that's it. I imagine Neo Geo games are pretty wildly expensive, right? Well, with it being kind of a high-end and rarer console. That's why you only have the one game. Yeah, it makes sense. I wonder if you could get a flash card for it at some point. The first guy just drops down right through my bullets. They don't become vulnerable until they're already too close to you to protect yourself from them. It's awful. This game is irredeemably irritating. A handful of Neo Geo games years ago when I was poor and sold them to kept the system. Consoles are so expensive. Even then, before retro gaming prices went up so much. At least it isn't Echo Cow says. That is... I appreciate what you're trying to do, Cows, but that's only so helpful. At least it's not Echo. At least it's not Echo. I thought about you earlier today, Cows. I heard a song I never heard before. Some guy was singing about how all the problems in his life were the size of a cow, and I thought, that's a weird point. That's like a weird, like, unit of measurement. That's a weird... A cow is a weird unit of measurement to pick to measure the size of an abstract concept. But of course I can't, oh my goodness. I can't hear mention of a cow without thinking of the one I know best. Raven, welcome in. Good to have you here. You did not miss Wario Land. I haven't started it yet tonight. Probably going to stick with Contra for another half an hour. And then we'll move over to Wario Land 3 after this. So you have not missed it. In fact, you're just a little early. Come on, let's go. My plan was to be super bold and never jump off of that missile. When I said let's go, my plan was to ride all the way into the boss and take him out, but I choked, and it was a good thing I did because they had a lot of health left. Oh, thank goodness we made it through. I don't know how many continues I have left, but... feels good to at least be on this side of that stage again. I don't think I ever noticed that the background in this stage moves. That's kind of weird. Homing missile is probably a bad decision for this fight. Every decision I make is bad for this fight. I'm just no good at it. No! First time was too late, second time was too early. Checkpoint right at the boss is something I can't complain about. Oh, we actually had him. I mean, there was another phase, but I think he was actually dying there. That was like a double KO. That attack is unavoidable. I don't care what anyone says. Oh my goodness. What am I supposed to do about this? He takes up the entire screen. This game is really bad. This is probably going to turn out to be our last attempt of the night. Unless it falls apart real early, it'll leave me time for one more, but I think that's going to be it. We're going to probably do this run and then head over to Wario Land. I think I mentioned before, but we've got some different people in here now, and I mentioned how I'm going to be missing some streams next week, but I was wrong about the dates, so I'm actually going to be canceling streams earlier than I thought, but I'm going to be returning earlier than I thought as well, so I think it's just going to be no streams next week, and then the week after next, I should be back and we'll have business as usual. But I would expect to not see me next week. We got tonight, we got tomorrow, and I think on Friday even. I think on Friday I'm probably going to do an early stream instead of the late one. So from Friday night until probably Monday, not this coming one, but you know, 2 Mondays from now. Friday until 2 Mondays from now, I'm probably going to be away. I like to be away for so long, but I don't have time and energy necessarily for all the things that I would like to do all the time. You will be missed, Cow says. Thank you, Cows. I will certainly miss you, my friend, and everybody else. I'm not going to miss that wheel, though. Thank you for the wheel stream, Kyle. We'll do that in a moment. Actually, I think I can stand here safely. I can't put my controller down safely, though. Left for a bit, and what are we missing? Oh, there's not gonna be any streams next week. I'm gonna be away from the stream for a week. I've got some family visiting, and so I'm gonna have to be awake during like regular daytime hours, and we're gonna be, you know, doing stuff together naturally. So I'm just not gonna have time or opportunity to stream. I don't think probably for all of next week. Alright. Please no seeds. I don't care what it lands on as long as it's not seeds. Almonds. I'll gladly take that. These are Blue Diamond Extreme Almonds. They're the Carolina Reaper variety. They are, you know, for the sake of transparency, they are not nearly as hot as the marketing would have you believe. They're actually pretty mild and enjoyable. I'll just grab as many as I can get in a pinch. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. The worst part of those is not the heat that they have, but when I chew them and a piece gets like stuck between my teeth. Are they good flavor-wise? They're pretty all right. They taste kind of like Chex Mix, the seasoning that's on them. They taste like something I would expect to have on a Chex Mix. They're a little smoky, you know, but it's a pretty typical kind of savory blend. I imagine if you ate a whole bunch of them, the heat would like kind of build and grow on you a little bit. But they're not anywhere near as hot as like the Carolina Reaper in the advertising might lead you to believe. But yeah, they're a good snack. I could sit here, you know. Left to my own devices, I could probably sit here and happily eat a can of them. I do not believe that those missiles should pass through my spread gun so handily. I need to watch the footage back in slow motion because I just can't believe it. I can't believe it's happening, that they're making it through there. Handheld gaming was a mistake. On the Super NES version of this game, I have made it all the way up to... I made it up to Stage 4 on a single life. But I don't think I've ever cleared Stage 4 without a death. I certainly haven't, like, all in one go. But even in isolation, I don't think I've ever cleared Stage 4 without dying. I certainly haven't cleared Stage 6. And I think I have Stage 5, though. Stage 5 is pretty easy. I'm really surprised that that swinging arm didn't grab me and pull me down to my death just then. I 100% thought that was going to happen, and I was going to lose my mind. Whoa, no, I didn't actually want the fire. Well, guess what? I don't have it anymore anyway. Oh, cool. That got me. This whole stage is just... It's just one disappointment after another. I think that giant arm, I don't want to falsely get my hopes up, but I think that giant arm has an easier to work with pattern than I've ever noticed before. Okay. I didn't know if this was going to show up or not. Alright, I'm gonna stay all the way to the left, and this guy's gonna come down and kill me. You just can't do it. I've stayed all the way to the right every other time. And he comes down and kills me. He's one of two things in the game so far that I really just don't think are avoidable. Him and one of the boss on the next stage, one of his attacks I just don't think is avoidable. Because they designed him for Contra Hardcore where you can slide, and in this game you can't. That went okay, all things considered. This is so far my best, I think my best run at this game yet. We're not as far as we've been, but I think I've made it here in fewer continues than usual. Hey, another raid coming in. Enigma Wave, welcome to Contra. Contra Advance. A game I am not crazy about. I hope you're doing well. I hope you've had a good stream. Things are going pretty rough for me. This game is something of a calamity. But we're very happy to have some more good company with us. What was your night like? What were you doing on, what were you doing? This is just chatting. Is that true? Nintendo, welcome in. Sots, welcome in. Pleasure to have you here. Voodoo Fingers, welcome in. Thank you for joining us, my friend. So, it's not Echo. Thank goodness it's not Echo, right? It's just, boy, it's rough. It's so rough. They should have, they really needed to tweak this game a little bit more to bring it over to the Game Boy Advance. Because as it is, it just causes me a lot of pain. Okay, Buddha just wants to burn through some channel points, so let's do some things. Vertical flip. And some pistachios, thank you for those. Lots of games with frogs. It's become the anniversary tradition, frog games. I think that, my experience in the realm of frog games is pretty woefully limited. Derek Ocean, welcome in. Pleasure to have you with us tonight, my friend. These are really good, these pistachios. It's a nice contrast because I've been having watermelon all night long. It's nice to have something salty. After all that sweet fruit. Frogger, and we let Battletoads in as frog adjacent. Yeah, I was trying to think of like what frog games do I know, and I mean Frogger's pretty much it, but there are a lot of weird Frogger games. So even if we're just Frogger, you could do a lot of, there's a lot of variety just within the realm of Frogger. But I'm not going to argue with Battletoads. A frog and a toad are the same thing so far as I'm concerned. Just like alligators and crocodiles. People pretend they're different, but I don't believe it. Alright. Now for everyone following along, if you didn't do those stretches hanging from your ceiling, then I'm afraid that you've done it incorrectly. And I'm gonna have to ask you to restart. Oh no! Derek says there's a show I used to like called Unhappily Ever After, which I kind of forgot about, but popped up on YouTube. I don't think I know that one, Derek. It'd certainly be a pleasure to rediscover something like that. This guy consistently goes to the right at the start. I hate this guy. I hate this guy. It looks like Freddy Krueger, and I hate him. That's not why I hate him. Those are two separate facts. Still working on getting the bar installed in the ceiling, Enigma says. It was a semi-married with children ripoff, but different, honestly, Derek says. I actually have never seen an episode of that show either. I know more about, like, what it generally is, but I've never sat down and watched an episode. Phase of the fight looks like Dragon Ball Z. He also threw in a Hadouken for good luck. That Hadouken I don't think is avoidable in this game. So this level here does not belong. Most of this game is Contra 3. All your weapons, your character, your controls are Contra 3. It's actually worse than Contra 3 because they stripped away some abilities. But this level was designed for Contra Hardcore. And in excuse me, in Contra Hardcore you have a slide move. You don't have a slide in this game, and I think this boss was designed for you to slide past that ability. So I honestly think that move is completely unavoidable. I'm on the wrong side of this, so I might immediately, instantly die. Alright, I didn't. I've got to do this damageless because I don't have any lives left. I don't like this game. I actually think he's got another phase after this, too. Oh, cool. He did something different. I don't know if he does the same things every time. I just don't know enough. Oh, it's ugly. This whole level's a hardcore level. It is. They made it easier. Because there are two mini bosses before this boss, and they took out one phase from each of the mini bosses, and one of their attacks is taken out. So it's actually a hardcore stage, but in some ways made easier. Yeah, stage 2 and stage 5 are taken directly out of Contra Hardcore. Nope. See there, if I guessed wrong, if I were playing hardcore and I guessed wrong about which way that his neck was moving, I could slide myself to safety. I'm really upset about this. Can't duck under that attack. And I don't know how you're supposed to jump over it. It's way too high. Just nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. They put in a boss with an unavoidable attack in a game that has a one-hit kill. I'm so mad. I hate this game. Nobody wants the Dippin' Dots to fall. I haven't thought of Dippin' Dots in a long time. I used to work in a store that sold them. There's no interesting, like, point to that. It's just a, random piece of trivia. Put that on the Agent Frownie wiki. Agent Frownie hates Contra Advance and once worked in a store that sold Dippin' Dots. Alright, I'm out of continues. The nightmare is finally over for tonight, my friends. This game is just really infuriating. I don't like this boss. I am not having fun. So we'll play this again in 2 weeks. It'd probably be scheduled Wednesday, 2 weeks from now. No streams next week. So it won't show up then, but I'm sure when we get back to our regular schedule, it's going to be featuring this trash. This game is just ooh. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. But that's alright. We got a game over. The best thing that could have happened to us. We're going to take a short BRB, my friends. I'm going to get myself some more coffee. And, yeah, we'll switch the games. We'll play Wario 3. Wario's been a lot of fun. Wario Land 3 is so far my least favorite of the Wario Land games that I've played. It's not bad. It's just I liked Wario Land 2 and 1 a little more. So far. But, it's, by all, it's a good time. It's been a good time so far, Wario Land 3. I'm excited to get back to it. And that's what we'll do. In just a couple minutes, my friends. I'll be right back with you.